Tonight at 6, we've got new details on that growing investigation nearly 2 days after a deadly mid-air collision. Crews right now working to remove the crash debris from the Potomac in hopes of recovering all the remains of those who were killed.
There were 67 people on board the American Airlines flight and the military helicopter. All are presumed dead, with dozens of bodies today, tonight, already being recovered. And one of the people killed happened to be a woman from Carmel. She also is a graduate of IU Bloomington.
Now we want to bring in our Samantha Johnson tonight at 6. She learned more today about her life and legacy. Sam?
Yeah, we heard from so many people who described her as bright and caring and resilient. Her name is Asra Hussein, and she graduated from Carmel High School, then went on to Bloomington. And now we're hearing from some of the people who knew her during that time of her life.
Asra Hussein's smile was contagious, if you ask those who knew her best.
She cared. She wanted to make the world a better place. And, it's such a loss for all of us, I think.
IU professor Paul Helmke met Asra in 2016 through IU Civic Leaders, a group of undergraduates interested in civic engagement and public affairs.
She's the sort of person that could have done so much more through the rest of her life. So it's a loss for all of us.
Asra's family says she lived in Washington, D.C. and regularly traveled to Wichita for work, a trip she made again this week.
Wednesday night, I thought, I don't think I know anyone in Wichita. I don't, I'm not, it's not like I'm worried about a family member or a friend from there who might have been on that plane. And then it turns out it's one of my students.
Asra Hussein was just 26 years old.
I keep trying to tell young people, you can make a difference, not just in the future, you can make a difference now.
Asra's husband also went to IU. They married in 2022. Ahmed Alamin officiated their wedding.
I don't have enough words to express the pain. I'm sorry, she was so happy. Yeah, she was very happy, joyful. Not only that she was happy, but she made everyone happy.
And like we mentioned, Asra graduated from Carmel High School back in 2016. The Carmel Clay Schools, folks there, of course, are remembering her tonight, too. They're sharing with us Asra was a cherished student and friend, leaving a lasting impact on those who knew her. The Hussein family has long been a part of the Carmel Clay Schools, and we stand with them in support and sympathy. No doubt a lot of people thinking about them tonight.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking.
Sure is.
Sam, thank you. Other news now. Tonight here in Indianapolis, Metro Police are investigating what they're calling a deadly shooting.
Yeah, this happened around 1 this afternoon on the city's west side. Police tell us they found a man shot near 34th and Georgetown Road. The man was taken to a nearby hospital where he died.
At this hour, police have not shared any information about a suspect or possible motive. Anyone with information is urged to reach out and contact Crime Stoppers. Two Indianapolis parents are charged with neglect of a dependent after a coroner's report shows that their 8-year-old little girl died by fentanyl intoxication.
Our Marina Silva spent today poring over these new court documents.
This is the home where court documents say 8-year-old Gwendolyn Cooksey was staying the night she died. A coroner report now says she died because of fentanyl. Her parents are in the Marion County Jail charged with neglect.
May 1st, 2024, police were called to this home on North Capitol Avenue. Gwendolyn Cooksey was unresponsive. Court documents say she had a history of seizures from her cerebral palsy diagnosis. But after more investigation, it was fentanyl that killed her. In 2024, IMPD's Child Abuse Unit investigated 41 child deaths. 3 of those turned out to be homicide. Another 3 showed up to be overdose deaths. Sergeant Nicole Flynn is the supervisor of that unit.
When you see a baby and you see them in a hospital bed or you see them at the coroner's office and you know that that child did absolutely nothing to deserve the life that they have had.
Court documents say DCS had been in contact with the family before due to physical abuse and drug use. Both parents are expected in court next week. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
It's been a cloudy day. We've had some off and on showers as well, and still tracking low clouds and areas of drizzle along I-70, and then to the north, a more organized area of light rain. This is the back edge of the weather system that we're tracking, bringing rain to northern Tippecanoe County, back through Fowler into Delphi, over into Deer Creek to just north of Kokomo and Peru. All of this will move from northwest to southeast, and this is the end of the weather system, so the rain will eventually come to an end. But if you are headed up to Mackay for IU and Purdue tonight, it's an 8 o'clock tip. There will still be a few showers around the next couple of hours, and temperatures by the time everyone heads home will be in the upper 30s. Rain comes to an end between now and 11 o'clock. A little bit of patchy fog early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we're expecting some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. A little cooler tomorrow with highs in the low 40s.
Angela, thanks so much. Tonight, an Indiana mom is bringing her fight for pediatric cancer research to the Indiana State House.
Well, all 50 states give money to adult cancer research. Only 5 states have funds specially designated for children. Emily Longnecker talked to this mom who wants that to change.
It's one of the stories she'll have in this week's episode of Crossroads Politics.
Heather Garvey has certainly been to the State House before, and this request for Indiana to create a pediatric cancer research fund is deeply personal for her. Garvey lost her 9-year-old son Mason nearly 5 years ago to cancer, and by the time he was diagnosed, Garvey says Mason had already had stage 4 cancer that had spread throughout his body. Garvey says in 50 years, only 11 drugs have been developed to treat pediatric cancer, something she learned when Mason was undergoing treatments. Now, 2 years ago, Garvey was at the State House in support of a bill to establish a pediatric cancer research fund. That bill called for the state to provide $2 million for the fund. It never got a hearing. Now, this year's bill, this similar bill, House Bill 1453, did and passed out of the Public Health Committee.
You know, your kids aren't supposed to pass away before you do. And that's just it's unnatural. And I think there are things that we can do, and that if we put money toward this, we can keep that from happening. We need funding, and we need to bring awareness.
So what's different with this bill this time? Well, this bill does not ask the state for any money for this fund. It simply makes a way for this pediatric cancer research fund to be created, and then nonprofits could donate into this fund, and then the money would be dispersed to Indiana universities that do pediatric cancer research.
And you can watch Crossroad Politics Sunday morning on WTHR Plus and on demand. What is that? Well, it is our new political show, and we stream it every week during the legislative session.
Tonight, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita is facing new charges from the Indiana Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission.
These new charges stem from Rokita's response to a reprimand last year after he made comments about an Indianapolis doctor who provided an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim who traveled here for care from the state of Ohio. Now, during the initial case, Rokita accepted responsibility for misconduct, but this new complaint complains that shortly after that, Rokita released a public statement contradicting the admission.
Now the Disciplinary Commission is charging Todd Rokita with making false statements to the state Supreme Court. Rokita denies contradicting himself, saying he acknowledged the disciplinary process and accepted the reprimand. Still ahead on this Friday night, postal problems here in Indianapolis causing major problems.
Tonight we look into delays in medication deliveries that soon could turn dangerous.
And we are just hours away from Friday night SmackDown here at the home of the Pacers, and a day away from the Royal Rumble. How excited are you guys? We'll give you more of all the excitement coming up.
Oh, we're all excited. We're excited about the first 50-degree day today and staying mild in the 7-day forecast.